Tilted Crown. We are on episode 2 of our Energy series. And yeah, let's just jump right on in. The name of this particular episode is The Murk is the Fertilizer. Self-reconstruction deepens here. Naming what tried to keep you down and reclaiming what it was and reclaiming what was growing all along. Misalignment isn't confusion, it's what you haven't learned to name yet. At this point in our self-reconstruction work, and our inner guidance, and in our structured growth, we are beyond the victim. We have accepted accountability. We have kept it a buck with ourselves. We have kept it real with ourselves about what we possess, what we don't possess, the way people have viewed us, the way that we viewed ourselves, the ways that we agreed with that other people have, in the ways that other people have viewed us, and in what we haven't agreed with in how we view ourselves. So we've done a little bit of work at this point. We're going to define what the Murk is. The Murk is everything that tried to keep you down, that wouldn't allow you to rise up, but not the obvious stuff. The side eyes, the comments behind your back, the unempowered whispers, the assumptions about who you are supposed to be based off of the environment that you came from. The Murk is people deciding that you will never grow beyond their misaligned placement of you. Do you recognize it now? What's your Murk? Where does the Murk live in your story? What was the Murk doing to you without your knowledge? And what was the Murk doing for you without its own knowledge? I wanted to give you a second so that you could kind of start thinking about a little bit what that means, what that Murk means, what it means for the Murk to be your fertilizer. Everything that people threw at you that was designed to take you away from the inner essence, the inner good, the inner guidance, the energy, everything that people threw at you to get you away from that. So I'll give you an example. I'm a pretty silly person. I always have been. One of my older cousins called me Goofy when I was like 11. And I didn't recognize that that was just her opinion of who she thought that I was. But for some reason, I had a negative connotation about Goofy. The word Goofy didn't seem cool to me. It didn't seem empowered. And it didn't seem like something that she thought was okay and acceptable. So it left a scar. So I spent a nice amount of time of my preteens trying not to be goofy. I think, matter of fact, that's not true. I'll probably say I spent about maybe 6 months to a year, right? Trying not to be goofy, trying to be serious. And then at some point, what was inside me that inner thing, it came back up. And so it's true. I am goofy. I grew up watching Blossom, super into Pippi Longstocking. I was watching all of these young women my age behave themselves in a way that was colorful and fun, and that was the opposite of what was being accepted by the young women in my culture and in my community. So I took that statement as, like I mentioned, a negative connotation and tried to get away from it. But then it came back to me. And when it came back to me, it was something that I decided to keep. But it became a part of my Murk. It was something that clouded up the waters of who I was as my authentic person. And so once I recognized that I couldn't uphold, or once I realized that trying to uphold the image of not being goofy was exhausting, then I just decided, you know what, so be it. I'll just be that then. And then I turned that Murk into fertilizer. And so that's what we're here discussing in this episode. There's a chapter in that book that goes into great detail about what it means to turn your Murk into fertilizer. It helps walk you through how to identify what the Murk is, and I'll go back into those questions. What was your Murk? Where does your Murk live in your story? What was it doing to you without your knowledge? And what was it doing for you without its own knowledge? How did you use it to empower yourself? Or how can you use the Murk and turn it into fertilizer for something to empower yourself beyond what it was that you were served that may have scarred you back then? Misalignment isn't confusion. It's what you haven't learned to name yet. And you are always crowned. You just had to learn to stand underneath it correctly. Peace.